Hey everybody, Brian Horvath here. I am so excited to share with you today on this live. I'm going to start calling these simple money. I want to help you know, live, and love the purpose for your career and finances simply using money, using our career as resources, as tools to help you accomplish your overall life purpose. And so today I'm really excited about sharing with you a simple little graphic and image that when people ask me, well, what do you do? How do you know, live, and love your purpose? How do I even get ready for that? I'm going to solve for that today. I'm going to share with you a little framework, a little vision, a little perspective, and a little kind of illustration to help you think about where you're at today, where you want to go, and what do you need to do in between where you're at today and where you want to be, as well as being encouraged along the way. So if you're watching this here on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or MySpace, does that still exist, right? MySpace. This is MySpace. This is your space. We're going to talk about your purpose, how to know it, live it, and love it. Specifically today, we're going to give you an overview of how I define purpose and how you too can know it, live it, love it. Are you ready for that? Okay, great. So again, Brian Horvath here, excited. You can learn more about me if this is the first time you're checking this out at Brian, B-R-I-A-N, Horvath, H-O-R-V as in Victor, A-T-H, brianhorvath.com, where I help people like you and like me to know, live, and love their purpose for a career in finances. So let's do it. So what I'm going to share with you today is a little graphic. And many times, speaking in front of live audiences, I've come up with this graphic to illustrate, if you would ask yourself today, how am I going to live my life in the future? Or heck, what is even the purpose for my life? And there was a little book back in the day, you may have heard of it, not so little, millions and millions of copies sold nationwide, worldwide even. And it's by a pastor out in Saddleback Church in California named Rick Warren, and he called it what? Who knows it? Put it in the comments if you know it right there in the chat. Tell me what book it is. But it was called The Purpose, not porpoise. If you look in the comments now, I was typing up earlier, I said, it's your porpoise. Well, I do live in Tampa, Florida, and there are porpoises, manatees. Are those even the same thing? I don't know. But anyway, I'm here not to talk about aquatics or marine life, but here to talk about you. And Rick Warren had this book called Your Purpose-Driven Life. And one of the biggest questions that we all ask, maybe sometimes daily, is what on earth am I here for? What is my purpose? Why was I created? What am I supposed to do? And I would think that's even a good thing to ask just daily. What on earth am I here to do today? And if you're like me, sometimes, we're out there way out in the future going, what is my life going to be at the end of the day? And or at the end of my life. And I'm not saying we shouldn't do that, but I'm going to share with you how you can break that down into bite-sized chunks, even here in this Facebook Live today, or YouTube Live, or wherever you're consuming this content. It may even be on a recording or whatever. So all that to say is I'm really excited to share with you. So when I get up and speak in front of people, people are going, well, how do I know, live, and love my purpose? And I come up with this little illustration. So let me share with you that illustration now. So you have my whiteboard here in front of me a little bit, and I'm going to share with you how to know, live, and love your purpose. And give me a second here, and we'll get that going. So as you can see, it's a blank slate. And that's kind of symbolic for where we might be sometimes when we are not sure where we're supposed to go, what we're supposed to do. And so let's start with that blank slate. If that's you, let's go ahead and start with that now. And let me go ahead and pull up something here so you can see me. And so I can see you. There's a little bit behind the scenes, my green screen there. And let's see. Let's get that pulled up. And I want to be able you to see me because I get really excited and passionate about this stuff. So let me go ahead and let's see. Put that into little circles so I'm not all over the place. And then we'll click on the green screen. So there we go. And we're all set and ready to go. So awesome, awesome, awesome. So right here, you see, if we were going to start today with our purpose, we'll call this our starting point. Our starting point. And this would be, as I describe it, if you're going to decide today to hike Mount Kilimanjaro. Mount Kilimanjaro is a mountain in Tanzania in Africa. My wife actually hiked Mount Kilimanjaro. Pretty cool. It's before I knew her. I think if I was married to her, she might ask me to come along, and I'd probably say no, whatever reason. But even if I wasn't going to go at all, I might encourage her not to go. But I'm so glad she did, because now not only do I have illustration for what I'm going to share with you, but it's a cool story and seeing her pictures and how she was able to hike all the way up to the top. So let's say that you were going to do that today. And at the top is the peak, the mountain peak. Okay. Let's call that mountain, right? Duh. So, but right now you're at the starting point right here. This is you at the starting point, and you want to get to where? The top of the mountain peak, whatever the case may be. You know what? We'll call that Purpose Mountain. You want to get to the top of your purpose mountain. Sound good? Good. So we're at the starting point, you and me or whoever may be watching this, and you're going, what on earth am I here for? What do I need to be doing with my life? What will bring me fulfillment? How do I know for sure? And once I know for sure, how do I live it out? Well, I'm going to share with you a little bit of context here and framework of how you can do that. So if we all agree we're at the starting point, you got to start somewhere. And we're starting right here at X. That's you or me or whoever. Hi. And you want to get to Purpose Mountain. We have to first figure out how to get there, right? Who's going to come with us? What role are we going to play? What role are the other people that's going to come with us going to play? And while we're starting here at, let's call it base camp, for those of you that are mountainous people or hikers or whatever, you understand that terminology. Base camp is a place you're kind of just starting. It's where you got your stuff. It's where you got your gear. It's where you got your supplies. It's where you get ready to go to that destination, in this case, Purpose Mountain. So we got to start somewhere. And what I like to share with people is that you know now, finally, that you want to go off on your purpose, but you're not quite sure how to get started. Well, you got to have a vision, right? You got to have a vision. And so we'll call Purpose Mountain, that place is our vision. It's where we want to go. It's not where we're at today, but it's where we want to go. It's where we eventually want to be. And I heard Andy Stanley call it, vision can be defined as the tension between what is today at their starting point, and where you want to go, what is to be. It's a tension. It's an in-between those two places. It's a tension. Or Visioneering is the book that he wrote where he talked about vision being that preferred future. It's not where you're at today, but it's where you prefer to be at a later date. Okay? Or maybe that later date is even tonight. Right now, I'm waking up in the morning, or I'm starting on my journey of today. I've had my cup of coffee and I'm going, hooray, I'm ready to go. What does it look like at the end of the day? But in this case, we're just talking in broad sense, your overall life purpose. Well, sometimes for you to know it, you just got to take a stab at it. You got to just kind of start. I would ask you, what's your preferred future? Where do you want to be? What's your vision? So that's what I'm kind of trying to convey to you right now. We're starting at base camp, right? We have a vision of where we want to go maybe, or where we think, all right, we got to start somewhere, and we decide to think about how we're going to get there. How are we going to reverse engineer it? If I want to get here to vision, the Purpose Mountain Peak, what do I need to do back down here to get started? And that's what base camp is. That's what base camp is. Base camp is where you get, like I said, your supplies. It's where you start building a team. It's where you start asking questions of others of what they see in you as a passion that you have, or a dream or a goal. It's maybe where you grab a coach or a counselor or a good friend that's not afraid to give you a swift kick in the behind, right? We all need those in our lives. I have some of those. Some of that I don't like. I want to shy away from, right? Because it hurts too much sometimes. But all that to say is we got to build a team at base camp. So let's call it a team. We got to build a team. Let's use a different little color here. So we got a team. We also got to get our supplies. We also got to get together maybe our mindset or perspective, right? There's a bunch of things we need to gather. Maybe it's if we have it, our faith in God. Okay. Maybe it's what else? What might we need when we're down there? Maybe you put some things into the comments there. What else might you need? Okay. So you need a lot of different things. Your faith, your mindset, your perspective, your supplies, your dream team. People are going to come with you. Think about those kinds of things and put those folks together, put those supplies together so that when you get going from base camp, you're not doing it alone. That's huge. That's huge. No aloneness, people. Bring people with you. So what's that? So that at the start is our base camp. It's where we look up at the mountain and go, I want to get up there. I'm not there yet, but I want to get there. Okay? That's what we're talking about here. That's what we're talking about here. So what do we need next? What do we need next? Now we need to think about, well, what's our if we have our vision, now we want to think about what is our mission. So the vision is our preferred future, right? Preferred future. Okay. And our mission is what we want to talk about next. So I put this actually in 3 different kind of ways. So we talk about vision. Write this at the, can you see? Let's see, let me write that. Talk about vision is V. Then we have our mission in our life. And our mission is basically charting out how we're going to get the overall vision done. Okay? Let's look at it this way. Our mission today is to get to the first plateau, if you will, of the mountain, the first resting place. We got all our tools, we got all our gear, and now we want to get up to that first place. That could be our first mission. Okay? And a mission, I heard it say by Dan Miller, is defines more about what you are not than what you are. More about what you're not than what you are. You can have a great vision, but to get to that vision, you got to have mission to help you get it done. So the vision is the why we do what we do. Okay. At the end of the day, the why. And the mission I like to call is the how. Is the how. So if I go ahead and just write mission here, it's kind of what we're doing. And that's the how. How do we get it done? You know, what things are we going to, I said earlier, that Dan Miller defined it about things that we're not willing to do, the things that we do not want to partake in, the things we do not, or the people we don't want to have on our team. Okay. The things we're not willing to eat, the things we're not willing to listen to, the things we're not willing to spend time on, right? That's what mission defines, because mission is so focused that you can't do everything. We say to my son Grayson, we can't do it all, right? We think he gets a lot of that from his daddy. We want to do all these things. We have so much fun, but if we try to do too many things, we end up not getting anything done, and probably being stressed out leads to us not having fun because we're trying to get too much done. I go through this. It's a big challenge for me even. And sharing with you helps me overcome that for myself. But that's what I want to talk about. So vision is the big preferred future, the long-standing vision, the preferred future, the difference between what is today and where you want to go. Now we're talking about mission. How are we actually going to get that done? Well, we got to have mission over mission over mission over mission. So if day 1 in this hike is about getting to plateau 1 so we can get rested, we can get set up for camp, we're not hiking at night or whatever, then day 1's mission might be to get right here. But that's not getting us to the end of the vision. So we have another mission, which is maybe day 2. All right. And then maybe we actually got to go down on day 3 a little bit to then go up on day 4. You see what I'm saying? So day 2, day 3, day 4. There's all these missions that fit within the vision. So we have multiple missions going on in our life. And the more we're able to stay focused on and stay on mission, then we'll be successful with the overall vision. That's what I want to encourage you to do. Mission plus mission plus mission plus mission, all successfully done over time. And sometimes, not so successfully, but enough mission successful over time leads us to accomplish that vision. That vision. So let me dive into this a little bit further. So if we look at our mission, or how we get things done, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, even break that down even further, to make sure we stay on vision and mission, is to have little goals. These are little goals, and I'll put that in, let's make it green. So goals. And these little goals are like little notches in our mission. And I've heard it say, and I forget, it might be Dave Ramsey, Dan Miller, Andy Stanley, it might have been myself. I don't remember where I saw it specifically, but these little goals are bite-sized visions. They're little nuggets of things that we do. Like, for example, for me to start this Facebook Live, this YouTube Live, wherever you're watching this or this recording, is that I had to turn my computer on. That's a little goal to help me accomplish the mission of actually executing this Facebook Live. With my ultimate vision is to help people know, live, and love their purpose for their career and finances. You see how I reverse engineered that? The little goals would be then I have to connect to Facebook. Little goals, I have to hook up my iPad. All these things lead up to me accomplishing the mission of getting this live done, accomplishing the vision of me helping people over time. And that's what I want you to consider. Having a vision, mission, and goal for your life. A VMG for your life. VMG for your life. Vision, mission, goal. VMG. And going back to look at the big picture here, if you do all these things over time, if you're willing to start, okay? If you're willing to start and you're willing to build a team and to tap into your faith and get the right supplies, then you can start accomplishing those missions over time. And then there's little goals, and each mission leads you to the next mission where you do the same. Bring your team, bring your faith, bring your supplies. Maybe there's some things you need to discard or leave behind, some things you need to dump, delegate, delete, or put ahead for the future, right? Then there might be some ups and downs in this game called life, but yet you still know what you need to get back up to the top. And then ultimately, because you were faithful over time, because you were, what's the word I'm looking for? You were persistent, you persevered, you were courageous, then over time, after you start, it will not be where you finish, as my friend James says. Where we start is not where we're going to be where we finish. And that's important to see because we're starting at base camp, but we're going up and down the mountain. Eventually, we're going to get to the peak where we can live or build our final camp on Purpose Mountain, ultimately accomplishing our vision. Do you see that, folks? Our why, our purpose, our preferred future. Purpose Mountain can be accomplished when you set out to start, when you tap into your faith, if you're a person of faith, if you tap into your network of people that are going to cheer you on, if you celebrate the successes and learn from the failures, if you engage in all of the process, then you will eventually succeed. You will know your purpose. You'll be living it out. And I believe when you know it, sometimes you just have to start and you'll be redirected, as I have been and many of us have. But when you start and you begin to live it out, I believe because you're made for a purpose with the purpose, that you have purpose. When you know it, live it, you'll love it. Because a hammer makes a horrible shovel, but it makes a tremendous nailer, if you will. And a shovel makes a horrible hammer, but a great digger thing. This is very technical construction language. I want you to make note of that. My point is, and you know where I'm going, is that you are made for a purpose. When you're not living on purpose, you're not going to enjoy life because you're not living for how and why you were made. So drop some comments down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, like it, subscribe to it, whatever the case may be. But I really want to encourage you to know, live, and love your purpose. And for future or for further opportunities, I have a book for you. And if you go to brianhorvath.com, brianhorvath.com/book, you'll find this landing page right here. And you can download a free ebook called Your Purpose, How to Know It, Live It, and Love It. So excited to have you here in this purpose journey with me. Remember, start with vision, then go to the starting point and begin to know, live, and love your purpose. Thanks for being with me on this Facebook Live or YouTube Live or wherever you're consuming this. So great to be with you and serving you to help people like you and like me to know, live, and love the purpose for our career and finances. Go get them.